Hi guys, it's Gabrielle, and today I'm just doing a look with a eyeshadow palette from ColourPop. This is the She palette. It is going to be coming back soon if it hasn't come out already. So I just thought I'd pull it back out and do a little look and see if any of you guys would be interested in getting the palette after and get inspired or something. I don't know. So I have my cute little bag here with everything that I'm going to use. It's pretty much the bag that I've been using to film. But here is the palette. I will do a little insert. But it's really quite beautiful. The tones, there are a whole bunch of shimmers, and then there's a whole entire row of mattes right here. So I find that I typically use the mattes to kind of ground the look, and then the shimmers are really nice, either highlighting colors or accent colors, or even all over the lid colors, pretty much in this row right here. I would say that this palette is good for pretty much every skin tone. There are some lighter shades and there are some pretty deep shades like this purple right here. So I think that it would be a good fit for pretty much anyone. And at this price, you can't really beat that price for what ColourPop is offering. Just for the sake of using the whole collection, since I did purchase it when it was first released, I will be using the face palette as well. This one has a little bit less of a range. I feel like this is slightly too dark for me. The highlight shade is a little too golden. The blush shade is pretty intense, but that's the one that I can best get away with. And then this bronzer is pretty dark, so I'm gonna have to use a very light hand and blend it out when I use it. I also do have the lipsticks, but the ones that I will be using today are these two. This one is in the shade Mrs. and then this one is Contessa. This one is a gloss. It looks very coppery, but once you apply it, as you will see, it's actually fairly sheer, but just with a lot of shimmer. So without further ado, let's get started in the actual tutorial. Okay, so to start off, I am going to be moisturizing and priming my face using the Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Exfoliating Moisturizer. This guy right here, I just have a little sample size that I got from Sephora. I'm not a huge primer person. I don't believe that they are necessary all the time, unless you are looking for a specific thing for your primer to do. Like for me, I don't really have any issues other than sometimes I get slightly oily in my T-zone, but I don't have super large pores in this area or anything that I feel like justifies the purchase of a specialized primer. But there are primers that do fill pores, they make you look more matte, they make you glowy. So if you want like a special look, then I think it would be nice to have a primer, but I personally just go without one. So to start off, I am going to be using Bye Bye Under Eye from IT Cosmetics. This is just a little travel size. This is so pigmented. Just take a little on my finger. Just gonna dab it in. Just gonna tap it in with my fingers. So for foundation today, I will be using my Ultra HD foundation from Makeup Forever. I'm in the shade Y305. My skin tone has been fluctuating up and down a little bit just because I have been getting a tan, but now I've been staying inside more, so this is usually my shade. Okay, so I'm just going to blend it out using a Real Techniques brush. These brushes are really great. I feel like for an affordable brush line, this is definitely the way to go. I love Sam and Nick. They're such great artists, and I love them on YouTube as well. Oh, I do have a giveaway with Pure Lease that's up right now on my Instagram. So be sure to follow me and like that post and tag a friend who you sheet mask with, and then you'll be entered in for the giveaway. Okay, so continuing on with the face, let's dig into this guy right here. So highlighter, blush, bronzer. Let's start off with the highlight. I'm just going to take another Real Techniques brush. So as you can tell, when the highlight really isn't getting that reflective property because of the lights in front of me, it's darker than my skin tone. So typically this is not like a highlighter that I would use because I do get darker than this, but I would probably use this more as like an eyeshadow or like an all over my body highlight. This highlight is a little crumbly, I'm not gonna lie. So it's not really my favorite. I mean, I'm just using it because it's part of the collection and I kind of want it to be cohesive. I've been using Mary Luminizer just because it's lighter. This, like I said, is not my right shade. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit on the Cupid's bow and then on the chin. And whatever's left on the brush down the nose. I don't really like anything too crazy down the nose. Okay, so I'm taking that brush with the blush and I'm really knocking everything out of it. Like, I don't want that much at all. So it's kind of worked into the brush. If you want to tap it on the back of your hand, you can do that to kind of get the excess off. So I have a very round face, so typically what I like to do is do more of a sculpting motion with my blush than a like apples motion. Because if I do makeup on the apple of my cheek, it's going to make my face look that much rounder, and I want to slim my face down because I have a very wide face. So I'm gonna take it here. So from the apple, like on the bottom part of the apple of my cheek, and then kind of go up. And then just blend it out. Then, like I said, that blush is really pigmented, so I'm just going over with my foundation brush to kind of dull that blush down. So for the bronzer, which is this shade right here, I'm going to use a fluffy brush. This is an IT Cosmetics brush, the Airbrush blush. So I'm not using blush for this, obviously. So lightly tapping into the bronzer. So you don't really, like with the blush, you can see that there was some powder residue. This brush, literally just like lightly tapping because this is a very dark shade for me. So I'm just gonna lightly sweep it right here and then we'll blend it out. And then I'm going at the top just a little bit just to kind of bridge the two. You want to make sure it's completely blended out. You don't want any harsh lines because as soon as you turn to the side, because as you can see there's like a line right there, so we don't want that. So you can keep blending and then go back to the handy dandy foundation brush just to kind of diffuse that color. So I'm just going to take the slightest amount underneath the jaw just to define it a little bit. That just gives some separation between the jaw and then the neck. Especially if you're wearing makeup for a really long time, you want to make sure that you set your face. So I'm going to be using this powder. This one is from NYX. It's their HD finishing powder. And I'm just going to lightly tap it. It's funny, I bought this powder for the NYX Face Awards, but it's good. It's not bad. I think that there are other translucent powders and other finishing powders that I prefer, but it's affordable. I think it was like $7 or $8, so can't really complain. So let's move on to eyes. Like always, in the Gabby fashion, I got this chapstick. Like I said, I think in my previous video, doesn't matter what brand you use. I've actually been using a lip mask lately, but it can get a bit messy when you're using your fingers, from Laneige. But right now this is just cherry chapstick. Okay, so now let's move on to the eyes. To start off my base, I'm going to be going in with Urban Decay Primer Potion. So just taking a bit. Okay, so we are going in with the star of the show. This is the Femme Rosa Carouche, I think that's how you say it, and ColourPop SHE Shadow Palette. So this is this beauty right here. Unfortunately, you do not get a mirror, which I think that would have made this palette a lot better, but that's okay. It's affordable. You can always use a compact. Okay, so let's start off with a look with this light shimmery gold shade. Let's take this golden, it's like a golden peach shade. Just gonna lightly run it underneath my brow. We're gonna be a little dramatic today, why not? Now in the crease, typically this palette pretty much only has two crease colors for someone of my skin tone, and that is this color at the end and then this color here. So let's go in with this shade right here just to kind of build up the crease. The mattes are a little powdery. They're very pigmented, but they are powdery. So there will be a lot of fallout when you dip, especially a fluffy brush, into the pan. But that's fine. You can just tap it off and it won't get on your face. So this is a beautiful like peachy shade right here. Just gonna blend that out. Okay, so to deepen up the crease, let's go in with that deep red right here, this burgundy. I'm gonna use a smaller brush just to lay it down. It's just a little like definer brush. So I'm gonna place a little bit on the lid here. Because why not? Let's deepen the outer corner. Then I'm going to take the purple shade, so that darkest shade in the palette. And all of these matte shades are pretty powdery. So like I said, tap off your brush. Just gives a little bit more definition. And then whatever we did on the top, we're gonna do on the bottom. So I'm just gonna take that purple shade. Now for choosing that pop of color in the center. Let's go for this shade right here, just because I feel like it's very metallic and it'll be a nice pop of color. We're going to take that same shimmery shade, a little detail brush, pop it underneath. And I'm just going to use the detail brush to kind of blend everything together. Gonna take in that gold, which is the same color that we used underneath the brow. There we go. So it's really subtle, but I'm just doing like a vertical line up on top of where your iris and pupil is. Okay, so I will be back when this eye is completely done through the power of editing. So I am back with two matching eyes. And to get that little bit of extra pop, I'm going to be using this eyeshadow from Stila. It is in Metallic Pixie Dust. It's their glittery eyeshadows. Just gonna take my pinky, stab it ever so slightly. Such a beautiful shade. Just gonna tap it on top. That just kind of gives a really nice shimmery effect. So as you can tell the difference. There we go. Boom. Beautiful. Amazing. Wow. Sorry, I'm terrible at impressions. Okay, so moving on. Let's do some liner. Why not, right? Got a pixie liner right here. Just like to smoke it out a little bit. Give some definition. Okay, so mascara. This one, the label's all worn off, but it is Lancome Definiseals. The thing I like about not lining my upper lash line with black or with a dark color in general is that my mascara looks, or my lashes look really long and intense when I don't have that liner inhibiting me. I could have tight lined the whole entire inner rim, but I'm slightly squeamish and don't like that. I am going to make a weird face and do the lower lashes. Okay, so we're going to pause on the eyes right now. Still debating if I want to do false lashes. So I'm just going to take Benefit Browsings. It's what I've been using as a compact. It comes with tweezers. I have them right here. Little tweezers. And a little brush that folds up. That's really nice. But since I'm not traveling, I'm just going to use this brush right here. This is Mint Pear Brow Duo. Kind of has a spoolie, but any brush will work. So there's a wax and then there's a powder. I think today I'm just going to go in with the powder. Not feeling like I need the wax necessarily, but if not, we can always go back in, change our minds. So I'm just going to brush these brows through. Also, huge shout out to Benefit. I freaking love their brow products. They are really great. I have Gimme Brow, which that's like a saving grace. It is hot in here with the AC off, so please bear with me just 1 second. You understand, right? It's hot. It's the end of summer. Okay, so, and anyways, you get a better look at the makeup, I feel like, with my hair up. So, time for lips. So, once again, this is Mrs. and Contessa. So, we're going to go in with Mrs. This isn't really the color that I typically go for. It's a little too corally for me, but one thing I must say about these, if you've never tried a ColourPop lipstick before, this is the first time that I've tried them. They're very runny, but they dry down pretty quick. So you got to work fairly quickly just so that everything falls into place. Okay, and then this is the gloss. So as you can see, it's like there is some color to it, but it's mostly like a metallic shine. Okay guys, so since I am filming a couple of videos, I did decide to put on some falsies, but they're on hold right now because I'm going to spritz up my face with this Rose Flower Hydro Mist from Pacifica. I bought this myself. I love it. It's amazing. It is seriously though, like, makes you feel like you're at a spa. Like, it smells so good. And it does make my makeup look fresher throughout the day. It doesn't taste good though, so that's one thing. But what setting spray does. It smells like roses, so if you're a really big fan of roses, this is a great option. I love Pacifica. I love their brand. I love what they stand for. And I cannot speak highly enough for them. Okay, so on to the lashes. So, for the lashes today, we're going to be using the only pair that I really have been using lately. They are the Vegas Nay Easy Elegance lashes. So I would just let it dry and then pop it in. So one trick I have for putting on falsies, have a mirror, going back to the benefit. Okay, so mirror, put it down. I know it's off camera, but put it down. Look down. You don't want to be looking up. I know I like looking at the camera, but look down. Then grab the lash, the outer corner. I guess I'll do this. And then pop it. Be very careful though, because I don't have black liner on right now. So I probably should use the clear glue. I'm risky. Okay, so I got the middle down. So I'm going to pull the outer corner. Make sure it's sitting right at the lash line. Okay. Inner corner. This one's harder. You can use tweezers if you want. You really want to get this guy close to the inner lash. And if you have to take a moment to yourself, go ahead and take that moment. You're going to be confident with your placement, especially when you have the black glue. These lashes are slightly on their last leg, but I have used them a lot, so I'm not complaining. And yeah, that's it. I guess my final thoughts are just in the collection and in the palette in general. The eyeshadow palette's really fun, especially if you're into these like pinky shades or shimmery shades especially. It's affordable. It's nice. I would say it's a decent palette. So I would probably repurchase it if it were up to me. Just because of the affordability. Like I said, there is some like fallout when you dab your blending brush into the palette, but that's really what's expected. And for how pigmented these eyeshadows are, I would expect that, or at least some of it. Lips, I'm not the biggest fan of liquid lipsticks in general, so I don't know. And this color, I don't really like corals. Corals are like my least favorite lip color, so I would probably pass on that. The gloss is not pigmented enough, in my opinion, but they're okay. They're fine. And if you like ColourPop lip glosses and ColourPop liquid lipsticks, then I say go for them, because I'm sure it's the same exact formula. So there you go. The face palette would be nice if I could actually pull it off entirely. I feel like just because they're so pigmented, I feel like they're more meant for someone with a slightly deeper skin tone. I feel like it's not worth my trouble or my time, but if you are of deeper skin tones, I say go for it, because they're beautiful shades and this highlight would be popping. Anything else? So I guess that's it for this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's a huge struggle to, like get any attention on YouTube or social media in general. So your love means a lot to me, and check out my Instagram, because I have an amazing giveaway with Purelyse. Purelyse is so great. They are super nice and they're a really great company. and their skincare is amazing. When I work on set, very frequently I give out the actress or actor one of their sheet masks, just because they do really make a difference. Like, it's one of the things that I feel like does really make a difference in a short amount of time, which is really something to be said. And they're fairly affordable for how good they are. So be sure to follow me on Instagram, or you don't even have to follow. Just go to my Instagram and enter the giveaway, and just check out my feed, see my work, see what I do for a living. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I also do have a discount code with Purely's, which I do make money from. But if you did want to buy anything, I'll put the code down below. It's Gabby10. I believe it's only going to be on for a little while. So if you do want 10% off, and if you are interested, be sure to make a purchase sooner rather than later. But I just wanted to let you know that I was using Purely's way before I even reached out to them. And I was the one that reached out to them and said, hey, can we do a giveaway? Because I absolutely love your products. And I didn't even ask for the code. So even if you want to shop without the code, go for it. I honestly love their products, and I think they're great. So that is it. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening whenever you're watching this. And I hope you like this look. It was really fun for me to film. Anyways, that's it. I promise. I'm done rambling. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please subscribe and like. It means the world to me, because I would love this to be my full-time job. So see you guys next time. Time to take photos, time to take photos. I don't like taking photos. I feel like, is everyone this weird when the camera is like, are you gonna edit this out?